Hi Kat, it's Neo here. I wanna just give you a tip about something, and then we're gonna watch the rest of your VOD, and then we're good to go. So if you notice, I have one bullet left in my clip. We can animation cancel our reload, so we can increase our uptime ever so slightly by when we well, I don't want these guys to keep dying. We'll wait for them to respawn. There we go. So when we fire this and we see it hits 15, we can then nade, and we don't have to do this pullback. We don't have to do that. So it'll very, very slightly increase our uptime if we just have this knowledge at the back of our head. I honestly, if oops, I honestly just watch the ammo count. I don't have the time naturally done in my head, but if I can sense that I'm like, oh, I'm running out of bullets. Like, this is gonna take a second, and I know that my team is like hitting critical and stuff. I'll make sure that I try and do it, so that way I can just keep healing and have that really high output. The other thing is quickscoping. I actually don't remember how much quickscoping you do in your VOD, but this is a very important tech with Ana to be able to make sure we hit quick hit scan shots while still having our high mobility. This, if we're like healing like this, it's gonna decrease our uptime. So even in here, like, it might be better to just do hip shots, but let's say they're strafing like crazy, then we can just hit that and then have our mobility in a much better spot. So you mentioned about your aim, and I think you're in a pretty good spot, in all honesty. I do see some shots that you're missing, and I don't remember off the top of my head if you were like under or over aiming, but I see, especially when we're doing damage shots, we can just take like a breath, and I think that'll help you. I also, you mentioned in your comment about how much healing you had, and I'm actually very satisfied with a lot of what you're doing. There's like 2 times in particular that I remember. I only watched the first like 3 minutes or so of priorities, and I wish you'd swapped it, but I'm actually very satisfied with how much damage you're doing. Like, even here, you go for a damage shot on the Zarya, she's bubbles, so it's unfortunate, but then here we see the Zen and we go for it. I think you could have gone to damage like 1 hit sooner, but we like get this kill here, and that's massive. You hit the Junkrat. Yeah, I really want us to try and do heal shot, damage shot, heal shot, damage shot, but your brain's like already in the right place. Here, those are both under. That was a little... It's a mix of under and over. We're just too far to the left there. We'll slow this down a bit, actually. So there, that was an under. That's an under. And that was just a little bit too far to the left. So 2 times we under-aimed, and then 1 time we were just a little bit too far to the left. And then that time you actually hit him, so he would have died. So I'm pretty satisfied with that. If we're under-aiming, we just need to move our mouse a little bit faster, which you did try to do that adjust with the second to last shot. So, like I said, in general, it's like, you're in the right direction, and the more you do it, the better off you'll be. If your scope sense is 30, that is slower. So if I think it's like, I don't have the number exactly off the top of my head, I think it's 37.89. If your scope sense is 37.89, then your sense will be the same as when you are unscoped and scoped. You know what? I should double check that. 37.89, I'm correct. Okay. So if your sense is 37.89, your scoped sense, then your sense when you are scoped will be the same as when you're unscoped. If it is below that, it will be slower. If it's higher, then it'll be faster. I still play at the default 30 because I like being slowed down a little bit when I'm scoped, but you can also have that knowledge in your brain of like, maybe that's why you're under aiming, because you were hard scoped in, so your mouse wasn't moving as fast as you might normally do if you were doing hip fire shots and you're not used to that, or if you play other hit scan heroes. I'm not necessarily suggesting that you change that. I just want to give you this information so you have it. I want us to take this time. The bot doesn't move any faster when there's 2 people on it, so we can take this time to position here if our Junker Queen's going to be there. And we can even peek over here and see if anybody's going to flank on this angle. But I just want us playing in this room, because this gives us some natural cover to go this way. Okay, and we are F9. Always use downtime to reposition unless you're on the bot, but in this case we're not. Yeah, see, you're doing this, but I wanted us to do it a little bit sooner if we could. And then stay in that room. Because if we're playing right out here, we don't have natural cover. I think we're like really hovering around it, but I want us inside of it, so that way if we like this bastion peeks us, we don't have to go behind us and then to the left. We can just go to the left and we'll be okay. Like, I love this weaving at damage a lot. I was looking at someone else if we can, but I don't mind it being on the Tsar. Like, now the Bastion is pretty nice. This is fine. We're under-aiming twice there. Which makes me think that it's just you're not used to... Like, I think your sense is 30 and you're not used to moving your mouse, like, a little bit further because of that. Because, like I said, both of these are slightly under. So, maybe... if it's not 37.89, I'd play around with it, because maybe that'll make you start hitting more scope shots. I still want to stay in that room. If anything, we could also be in this room and go over this way, so we can get a better shot to do more damage onto the enemy from this angle. We want to be sure we're playing some natural cover. Zarya is scary, especially at close melee range, so just fall back a bit. I like these heal shots. This is the moment I was talking about with the nade, actually, right there. So this, we could start the reload animation. Start the reload animation, cancel it with nade, and then we'll be able to fire even faster than we are. I want us trying to weave in some damage here. I guess you did with the nade, so I like this. But after you see the Mercy Beam on this Ashe, we can just go to trying damaging the Zen. It's good sleep. I like us falling back. I really want us playing in that room. So this is try and avoid this reload here. We still have 12 bullets in our clip and our tank's engaging in a fight, and we can see all the enemies, so we can use these 12 bullets to heal our tank or keep damaging the enemies. It's kind of a thing of people like, oh, make sure your clip is full, make sure your clip is full and this stuff, but I feel like it's kind of made like metal rank people have this habit of reloading all the time, and that's not... We're like wasting the rest of our clip when we do that. If you see a Mercy Beam on someone, like the other person, and they're not uncritical, like she's uncritical here, but once we hit like here and she shouts, we can go for damage shots. I know it's so funny because you're like, oh, I feel like my healing was low, and I'm actually like, your healing is fine right now. It's fine. I just want more damage. I love that you see this. Very good. I'd be scared of... We're staying hard scoped for quite a bit here, so after we get this Zen kill, I want us repositioning. So I want us... this whole time I want us back in that room, and then we can either go to the right side as well if we want to. But after we get this, we're super out in the open, and we're hard scoped, so we're much easier to hit. Could we have saved our queen? Yes. I like the kill on the Zen. Don't get me wrong. But our Junker Queen's in a really rough position, and we go for the shots on this Sombra. And a lot of the times, our shots, particularly on the Sombra, we can make her translocate away, but the odds we kill her is very, very low since we're damage over time. So I want us looking over at our Junker Queen to try and get some heal out there. And then maybe we even nano for defensive nano. I think we definitely could have saved her. It would have been rough. It would have been like one shot in a nano, I think would have saved her. And then we see the Mercy, our Mercy go for this res. Always kind of, when we have a Mercy and a big impactful person dies, especially at this elo, watch to see if your Mercy's gonna res, because we might need to help them out of it. During it and out of it. This is rough because we're getting zoned by the Zarya, but we have LOS of her right here, so I think this is worth trying to hit a nade over right here, maybe, because it splashes, so it'll splash onto her. Or I'd even consider nanoing her because our Junker Queen is alive, but I think we can get the splash nade here and it'll be pretty good. Yeah, still our Mercy is connected to us, and we have this visual indicator of how much health she has, so just be a little bit aware of that. I really do like the nano on the Junker Queen, though. We're going to watch that full time. This is fine. I just want us healing the Mercy. Nice. Nice. I really do appreciate how much damage you're doing. I think we can still do even more, but I really appreciate that you're doing it. Yeah, and this is where we get a little bit punished for positioning. This time, because we were grabbed right here, it's going to be harder for us to get into this room. It's still possible, but I think we can hug this corner and get a similar effect to that room of just try and peek your Junker Queen if need to, or you could stand here and try and hard scope your Sombra. Be very cautious about hard scoping in open areas. So just a little bit off to the left.
Let's take him to the wasteland. This is not the end. They have superior
Okay,
numbers.
we need to regroup.
I've got you.
I like this. I appreciate this.
Knew I could count.
You could even... Actually, do you know they're there? I was thinking you could go for
I've got you.
a nade, a splash nade on this bastion, but I don't think you see them. No, you don't see them.
Zarya, ready for duty.
I'm really appreciating that you're not dropping. Oh, I spoke too soon.
Monstering you. Stop that barricade in its tracks. Correct. Correct.
I really like you trying to go for the Zarya. I just think we can just fire some more shots and maybe hit her. Because this is a fine range to hardscope at the moment. I still want us hugging this wall a little bit more because the Zen is very scary from long range against us. And it'll be even harder for the Sombra to try and hack us if she comes this way. I feel like you can definitely fire a few more shots at her, like faster.
Taking care of you. Complete.
Nice. You know your Mercy's been hit.
This is
Okay. So when you... We know our Mercy's a little bit low. Because we know the Sombra's hacked her, and we can kind of... This won't be on your screen, so you can see that she's hit there. So I would take a moment to hit one shot into her, and then in this scenario, you should wait for her to damage boost you, and then shot nade, and if you can hit a second shot, good. If you don't feel like you can try and shot nade punch. I don't know with the damage boost if that's enough, but she should damage boost you here if she does. She can. So always shot nade before you wake someone up. This is unfortunate. Yeah, a shot nade shot kills a 200 health target. I think we could have I'm watching because I think we could have quickscoped this and maybe gotten it, but it's a good try. Yep, fall back a lot. Nice, I like this reload. Nice.
They're about to
Be
take
cautious. Yeah, we need to cross. Very nice crossing this way.
Group up with me.
I want us taking this high ground to our right now. This fight's going to happen right around this corner, so we're going to have a very good angle from this high ground to like land a good nade on the team, maybe sleep. It's going to be harder for them to kill you other than the Zen, so I really want us playing this high ground. Nice. And then just stay here until you're forced off. It was a little preemptive. I understand where you're coming from, but don't be too worried about Zarya in particular. I would go for just some damage shots here. Just go for damage shots unless you see her hit crit. Oh, good try. I'd still go for damage shots. Your Mercy's doing a lot of healing, so you don't necessarily need to worry about it until people hit critical like this. I don't mind this. So fight's gonna probably take place over by that bot again. I would just go through the mega room and see if you can get some early damage in. The only thing we have to be worried about is the Sombra coming and finding us. Oh, unfortunate. Oh, that's... yeah. She LOS'd you the whole time.
You can be improved. Taking care of what's I will fire.
This is good.
You're powered up. Get in there.
I want us trying to do something with... I think this is a bit early. I think you're a little bit scared because she's low, but she's really not high enough charge, so I'd maybe try and see if we can land one of our other abilities and then nano. So see if we can get like a nade on this team and then nano out. That's unfortunate about your Mercy. Could you have known?
Powered up. Get in there.
No, not really. That's unfortunate.
They're about to pass us. We have to stop them.
The enemy's pushing the robot.
You could try and nade him.
Pushing the robot.
You don't have to though. Yeah, be cautious of hard scoping here. This is good though. I like that we went for 2 shots and then it fell back. I like this sleep. You can definitely follow up on the damage. Yep. I like that we're not dropping. It's a good try. Yeah, she was standing almost still. Do we nade for her there? Yeah, I think we could have saved nade. And then we'd have it for this. Especially at this position, an offensive nade is very strong. Look. Oh, you're so close. Nice. This is a good try though, honestly. It's just your Zarya was discorded and
Stop them in their tracks. Stop their push.
yeah, you're discorded and bastion turreted. It was gonna be rough. Nice. I follow up damage. Good try. Weary of orb. We still should be fine. Did your Mercy leave you?
I'll make sure that doesn't stop.
Yes. Okay. That's unfortunate.
I still have some fight in
That really shouldn't have happened.
Огонь по готовности. Healing you.
I'm gonna fall back. Yep. I like this. Okay. Wait, we knew this bubble was going, so I think if we just take a breath, we can land that sleep because it was like right on her model.
Nano boost is ready to deploy.
I'd open with a nade, shot nade maybe. Yeah, this is fine. Good. Very nice. Don't be afraid to keep shooting. I feel like we have a lot of downtime.
Escorting the robot.
I really like that we did nano. I'm just going through this room. Yeah, don't be afraid to take a little bit more aggressive angles. The only thing we have to worry about is the Sombra. But if we're going into that mega room, we can either get the mega, depending on if she's hacked it or not, or if she has, we can just use both of our cooldowns and see if our Mercy can kill for us in time, in all honesty. Oh, help her. Ah. Our Ram was in a little bit too deep there, but I also think we could have helped him. Ooh, we want to try and get out. We see the Zen shooting. We really want to try and get out of his LOS. So that's up going a little bit behind us and to the right to just hug that wall to the right. And then we can try and throw some hip fire shots while we're doing that. Yeah, we seem to completely stop shooting when we throw it asleep. I want us to just keep shooting even while we're aiming for that. I would have saved that for ourselves. We knew a lot of damage is going to come at us. And we already have our ult. And if our Mercy stays with us, that extra boost in healing can maybe survive for us to get out.
This is not the end. No recovery.
Rough one. Nano? Oh, that sucks. I think we could have done that. Yeah, we need to save that nade for ourselves as well. When we're getting in a situation where we're trying to get out, just try and focus on nading yourself because we can still do damage through hip fire. I know it looks like a nice fast splash damage and then they can't get healing. I like this nano. Good nade. Great nade. This should win the fight. Cautious of hard scoping, but this is still good. Push this then if you can find him. Yeah.
I see
I like this. So, what was I just saying about with the... Oh, with the nade. So I was saying that a lot of times if we're trying to escape, I think that the amount of damage we can output with our gun and then nading ourselves if we have to is just a little bit stronger. Because then if the chance that our other healer is alive, and in this case it's Mercy, and she has quite high survivability, then she'll be able to heal you out as well, and that extra boost in healing will, I think, let you do more damage than the nade will. And a lot of people aren't scared of nade alone.
Ultimate is almost ready.
I love this damage you're outputting.
My duty is being done.
Nice. We just need to take a breath when we see the Zarya bubble. That's the time I want you to take a second for your sleep. Oh, I think, very nice try. Yeah, just slightly under aiming again. I'm doing a nice try. This Zen is just absolutely wrecking this lobby. I'm very happy when you killed him, but he is very good at capitalizing your guys' mistakes.
Humanity is shackled. I will find the key.
Yeah, good try. Honestly, like, I really appreciate your mix of healing and damage. I think generally our target priority is okay. I think sometimes we lose awareness, especially of what our other healer's health is at, and I will remind you that your other healer left you when you were hacked, so don't feel bad about it. But yeah, I love how much damage you're outputting. I want our positioning to be a little bit closer to cover most of the time, and then I think we're in a pretty decent spot. If we just make sure we're playing in a spot where we can like peek to like heal our damage and then go back under cover and get kind of like a strafe peek going. I'll try and explain it here, but sometimes when I try and explain things, I just like in a practice room I do such a bad job. So let's see if I do it. So in this scenario, it would be like, we'll go to these bots because they're the best ones. So it's like this,
It's just a scratch. You'll be fine.
and then if we're gonna like, and so that way we're just like constantly elusive and hidden,
Take care of you.
stuff like that.
I'm no
Okay,
easy mark.
so I want us to practice doing that, of hugging cover and then peeking out and then doing shit damage. Whoa, I didn't fire. Okay, stuff like that. And that'll put you in a better position a lot of the times too, because natural cover is the strongest shield in the game. Anyway, if you have any questions, let me know, and bye!